Are you ready to release the Kraken? There have been many appearances of the mythological beast to end all beasts in movies and shows. It came from beneath the sea as a 1955 American black and white science fiction monster film directed by Robert Gordon. The film features a Kraken menacing the city, wreaking havoc and causing destruction. This was a time before CGI, where effects were all stop motion. If you like your Kraken things made of clay, this is great fun to watch. Then, in the 1962 film, Jack the Giant Killer, a young farmhand named Jack battles various mythical creatures, including giants, witches, and sea monsters to save a princess kidnapped by an evil sorcerer. In the film, there is a sequence where Jack encounters a giant sea creature that's most certainly the Kraken. A peculiar creature, tinged with a yellowish-green hue, possessed an octopus-like form adorned with sinewy tendrils resembling worms. Its head and shoulders resembled that of a snake, featuring sharp, seaweed-stained teeth, while its body boasted a bumpy, scaly, turtle-like skin. Once again, this is really basic effects work, and it looks a little goofy, but it is worth watching for some lighthearted viewing. Clash of the Titans, released in 1981, is where the Kraken really came into the pop culture bubble. The Kraken is depicted as a massive sea monster sent by the gods to wreak havoc and punish those who defy them. The Kraken in this movie is a creature of enormous size, scaly skin, and a fearsome appearance. It is shown as a force of destruction and is released by the villainous Calibos and Thetis to unleash chaos upon the city of Joppa. The Kraken was brought to life through a combination of visual effects techniques for its appearance and animation. Ray Harryhausen, a renowned stop-motion animator, was responsible for creating the Kraken and the various creatures featured in the film. In the film, the Kraken is summoned to destroy a city unless Princess Andromeda is sacrificed to appease it. Perseus, the hero of the story, ultimately confronts the Kraken using the severed head of Medusa, which turns the beast into stone, thus saving the city and the princess. The depiction of the Kraken in Clash of the Titans is one of its notable appearances in popular culture and has contributed to its iconic status as a formidable sea monster in movies and literature. The beast would appear in the Pirates of the Caribbean series, starting with Dead Man's Chest, where the Kraken is depicted as a colossal cephalopod, much more octopus than other appearances, with formidable rows of sharp teeth. Acting at the command of Davy Jones, it relentlessly pursues the souls of individuals marked with the infamous black spot, a symbol that manifests on those who have defaulted on their debt to Jones. The Kraken reappears in Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, meaning its demise after being stranded and ultimately defeated. For practical effects and close-up shots, the production used a massive mechanical tentacle rig. This rig allows for the creation of lifelike movements and interactions on set. The animatronic tentacles were controlled by puppeteers and used in scenes where the Kraken's appendages interacted with ships, characters, or objects. In scenes where the Kraken needed to appear fully, or when complex movements were required, CGI was utilized to animate the creature. There are a lot of opinions out there on the Pirates of the Caribbean series. Still, they are, at their core, some of the best family-friendly adventure films of this century, and the Kraken is shown in all its glory, with it being the first appearance in the modern era of VFX. Kraken: Tentacles of the Deep, released in 2006, is a made-for-television master horror film directed by Tibor Takacs. The movie follows the story of a diving team that accidentally awakens a giant, ancient sea creature known as the Kraken. In this film, the Kraken is portrayed as a massive, legendary sea monster with enormous tentacles and a voracious appetite for destruction. When a team of scientists disturbs its resting place in the ocean depths, the Kraken is awakened and wreaks havoc on everything in its path. The creature's attacks are marked by its immense tentacles attacking ships, dragging victims into the depths, and causing chaos along the coastline. The visual effects in Kraken: Tentacles of the Deep predominantly rely on CGI to bring the monstrous sea creature to life. As a made-for-television movie, the visual effects might not match the level of big-budget Hollywood productions, but they contribute to creating the terrifying presence of the Kraken within the film's storyline. This one is pretty cringe. The low-budget B-movie feel makes it a goofy horror flick that probably isn't worth the watch, but there's plenty of Kraken-based carnage if that's what you're looking for. In the 2010 film Clash of the Titans, a remake of the 1981 film of the same name, the depiction of the Kraken differs from its appearance in the original movie. In this updated version, the Kraken is again a colossal sea monster unleashed as a weapon by the vengeful god Hades, that Perseus has to defeat before it can go on its rampage of destruction. The Kraken in this film is shown as a massive, fearsome creature with multiple tentacles, immense size, and a menacing presence. However, its design and portrayal vary significantly from the stop-motion animation of the 1981 version. In the 2010 adaptation, CGI is used extensively to create the Kraken, allowing for more dynamic movements, detailed textures, and a heightened sense of realism. As with many CGI-driven creatures, the visual effects artists employed sophisticated computer-generated imagery techniques to animate the Kraken. The Kraken in the original just doesn't hold up due to the dated effects, and this revamp using modern CGI makes the Kraken a terrifying menace and a real final boss for the movie. In the 2011 Filipino fantasy action film Ang Panday 2, directed by Mac Alejandre, the storyline revolves around a blacksmith named Flavio, played by Ramon Bong Revilla Jr. The film continues the adventures of Flavio as he battles supernatural forces and evil creatures threatening the land. If you look closely, you'll notice that the appearance of the Kraken in this movie is super close to the way it looks in the 2010's Clash of the Titans. Many comparisons have been drawn and suggestions made that Ang Panday 2 simply ripped off the Hollywood designs and effects, right down to the hero flying on his own creature like Perseus on the Pegasus. This is very much a retelling of a similar story made to fit within Filipino and the culture of that part of the world. It's got great action, but you might as well just watch The Clash of the Titans, as some of the sequences are just ripped right out of that movie. The Kraken would then appear in the TV series Once Upon a Time. Captain Hook, portrayed by Colin O'Donoghue, encounters the Kraken while on a journey to find a way to defeat the Dark One. The Kraken is depicted as a massive sea creature with multiple tentacles, a fearsome appearance. The show's interpretation of the Kraken aligns with its legendary status as a formidable and dangerous creature lurking in the depths of the sea. Troy, the Odyssey, is inspired by the ancient Greek epic poem The Odyssey, attributed to Homer. Throughout the film, Odysseus contends with gods, monsters, and otherworldly beings while striving to reunite with his beloved wife Penelope and son Telemachus. In the movie, Odysseus encounters a sea monster during his perilous journey back home after the Trojan War. The creature is a gigantic and formidable sea beast with tentacles and a monstrous helmet-like head, in line with folklore and legends of the creature. While not named specifically as the Kraken, the beast looks and acts exactly like it. Again, the low-budget effects and low budget in general make this one a bit of a disappointment. And honestly, it's all just pretty cringe. In The Magicians Season 5, Episode 6 titled Oops, I Did It Again, the storyline involves Elliot Waugh discovering that Earth is under imminent threat of being destroyed by a Kraken. The Kraken is portrayed as a powerful and destructive sea monster, capable of causing catastrophic damage. We don't see much of it except for a whole lot of huge CGI tentacles in this one. The most recent appearance of the Kraken on the big screen is in the 2023 film Meg 2: The Trench. The film follows Jonas Taylor and his friends as they explore the trench, the deepest point of the ocean and the home of prehistoric creatures like the megalodon. In the film, a Kraken has also emerged from the subterranean domain of the trench. The Kraken is a colossal cephalopod with formidable rows of sharp teeth that threatens the coastal resort of Fun Island. The Kraken is one of the many beasts that Taylor and his friends have to fight using ramshackle weapons and the help of Haiki, a domesticated female megalodon that was raised by Jiuming Zhang, Su Yin's brother. Haiki plays a pivotal role in the film, as she defeats the Kraken in a climactic battle and saves the day.